So we'll start with the legs wide and dumbbells handy, water of course as well. And just start with the toes turned out and just on a diagonal, and just have the knees bending and take the arms up and then exhale. Take an inhale as you take the arms up. Today we're going to emphasize using the core and also coming into the low back and the buttocks. They kind of all go together. So you're going to take an inhale as the arms come up, lift and exhale, lower. Inhale and exhale, inhale, exhale. Open through the chest, inhale, exhale. Let the eyes rise just to give you more of a lift through the spine. Good, and now you can take the arms up and then just push through the palms and keep the elbows turned out so you're lengthening through the back of the arm. And then taking one arm over, get a reach and lengthen out from that side. Keep the hip back, reach from the side waist, and then extend that arm over. Bend your hip out so you come right out from the side of the waist, get a really good reach. And then you can breathe in, come up, take this arm up, lift, lengthen, and keep reaching from the underside waist as well. Tip this hip out. Get right across now, keeping this hip tipping out. Get a good reach across. And then we'll do this from side to side. So you're coming over and push. Push right through. Let one arm come back as you push through. And then circle that arm around. So coming up, get a nice opening right through the shoulder. Do a step touch with the foot. Breathing. Opening the chest, shoulder. Now take the arm across again so you get that reach and reach. The opposite arm coming back so you get a good twist through the torso. Pushing, push. And then take the arm up and across again, so a reach and reach and reach. Right through the side waist. And then come across again and push, push, push. Taking the opposite arm back. And then overhead again. And reach. And reach over. Now come across, and then we're going to alternate. So now we'll take up and over, and then across, and push, and reach. Stretch through the side waist, and push, side, side, and push, side, side, push, and push, side, side, push, push, last two, side, side, and push, and push. Now just come into a circle with the arms and take both arms up. And now we'll take the feet to plant them, take the arms out, and then do those with a plunging squat. Keep the knees turned out, opening through the chest. Now once again, take the arms up, keep them up, lift, and then just pulse with the fingertips pressing together. Now the elbows are turned out, and you can come into a press and push. Press. Again, keep the elbows turned out as you're extending. Keeping the breathing steady. So you can come a little bit lower. Getting that push. Extend out. Extend out. Push. Excellent. Push. Now keeping the arms up, do a little push from side to side and keep the side of the waist moving. So you get long right through there. And then come over to the left side, take that arm out, just keep this arm down and get lengthened right out from the side of the waist. Take that arm over again, really reach, 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 reach. Right out, scoop down, sweep the floor, breathe in, come up again. Reach out, scoop across, exhale down, sweep. Breathe in, lift, lengthen right out from the side of the waist, sweep. Breathe in again, lift, Exhale, sweep, coming up, lift, open through the side waist, and then exhale, last one, lift, open, exhale, and sweep. Good, now let's take the right arm, left arm better, coming up, lift, come out right up from the side of the torso, come across, sweep, breathing in, lift, side waist, reaching out, and down, breathe in, lift, lengthen through the side waist. Good, so you're expanding in through the top lung and shoulder area, down and across, right out from the side of the waist, get a beautiful reach, right out. Once more, lift, coming up, coming out, both arms up again, take the hands together. Okay, now side through the waist, coming over, and then we're gonna add the dumbbells. So I want you to grab a light dumbbell. I'm gonna use a 5 and hold right from the side edges. Take the lift right from the rib cage, come over to the side and back, and over and back. Get that reach and back, elbows out, keeping the rise from the rib cage, center, out, lift, keep the ribs in, breathing is steady, exhale, breathe in, lift, pivot from the hips, we're gonna do 8 more, and keeping that reach right out from the side of the waist, lengthen, so the arms are way out to get more of a work through the side waist. This is a little bit like doing an active triangle. And then we got 2, out, stay with your breathing, breath, okay, good. Now the arm comes up. You're gonna take that elbow back, come in from the side, and then extend this arm out. So the dumbbell just behind the head, and then we're gonna take the arm up. And you're reaching and down, and reach and down. The elbow stays high, so not out to the side. Coming back, whoops, sorry, you're back, and then exhale, and then coming back, and exhale. Then the elbow, reach through the arm, down, extend out from the side of the waist, elbow back, extend from the side waist, back, extend, and back 2, extend, and back, last one, extend, and now come back. Now take the toes to turn out, turn this foot parallel, you're coming down to the left side with your dumbbell, and then you come all the way back up. Let the arm extend into your triangle, coming down, and then lift back up. Open through the side waist as you come down, and lift back up. Open, tipping, and come back up. Sideways, keep that hip back so you get a long stretch through the waist, and lift. And side, and lift through that 4, and breathing, keep the breath constant. And up, excuse me, and down. Here we go, last one. Coming down, and then you can come back up. Great, now we're switching arms. Let's take this arm up so the hand is behind the head. The elbow stays high. We're taking this arm out. Come into your reach of the side waist. You might find it really different on the other side. So again, the elbow stays high. Get this arm reaching. Coming out from the side waist, the feet are parallel now. You're reaching. Whoops, let's get the elbow a little further back. Out to the side and back. Out to the side from the side waist and back. Out to the side, get the reach and back. Keeping the elbow back. Reach and back and reach and back. 2 more and reach and back. And last 2, reach and back. And then reach and back. Okay, now we turn the right toes out. You're coming into your triangle. Take this arm up and then lifting back. Using the dumbbell to get more of a stretch through the side waist and lifting up. Keep the rib cage open. Make sure that everything feels like you're lengthening, so it doesn't feel like you're just, kind of out with the arm, but you want to reach and really open the shoulder joint. Coming down, lift from the side waist, keep the hip back, so you've got that leg through the side. Keep your breathing steady, coming down, draw back up, open again through the side waist, lift, opening, down, and lift, and down. Excellent, 2, coming down, and lift, shoulder out, down, and lift. Good. Now the next thing is if you can get a lightest dumbbell, we're gonna do our running arms very strongly and controlled. So it's not gonna be too fast, it's gonna be a little bit slower. And you're leading back with the elbows. Now this is gonna be cardio, and I want you to keep really lifted through the rib cage. So you keep the shoulders back, stay with your breathing, and then I just have to read you this line because I think it's fantastic. It's a long line. So just randomly want to share the title of this poem, the introduction rather to a poem that I've loved. And the introduction is this. It's a young poet's love letter to earth and to the double courage of facing a broken reality while refusing to cease cherishing this astonishing world in its brokenness. Long title. I just love that introduction to a poem by Mary Howe, who is paying homage to Stephen Hawking when he passed. And it's just about how we've gotten out of touch with our singularity, our sense of simple presence. Keep that going. I need to grab some water. And keep the arms going, really robotic, the elbows leading. So I mentioned the title of the poem because in yoga, exercise, movement, it's one of the best ways to flush out any negative thoughts in the mind. I kind of don't have a choice, but you're really getting so much fluids moving through the body, hemoglobin carrying iron and oxygen, and that really helps to clear the head. It's one of the most powerful antidotes to negative thoughts. And as is poetry, to bring you into another sense of the world. Now the elbows are leading. Now we're gonna come up and lift. Now the elbow leads back. You're keeping the rib cage back. Get the elbow far, up, and up, up. So again, if you can really use the tricep to press back, that will help to get through the, the long line of that back tricep muscle. And you're lifting and lifting, rib cage up. And now we go into the fast running arms again, or faster, not as fast as without the dumbbells. And nice control. Again, leading with the elbows. Breath, breath. Ribs lifted. Excellent. Good. This is where you really need music. So if you have some playlists that you love, please play it. Leading with the elbows. Okay, now we take the elbows up, out to the side, shoulders are down, and you're gonna rotate and rotate. It's a good control. Now you're gonna really listen to the knees. Technically, you don't move the knees. You're gonna rotate from your hip, from the ribs. That's the place, and then the knees stabilize. Trying not to move there. Elbows, back and back. Do keep the elbows just below the shoulders. Back and back. We come back into running arms. I think you're gonna love the way it feels. You'll have isolated the triceps a bit more, and you'll find that you're getting into that area more, backs of the arms. Nice control. Again, not just swinging, but controlled. Breath. Breath, again, rib cage lifted, elbows leading. Now we'll come back into the robotic. So pull up, pull up, pull up. Get the elbow back far. Keep your breathing steady. Leading back, breath, breath, breath. Excellent. Breath. Far back. Now fast again. Coming through. Good. Excellent. We've got 2 more rounds. So pulling back. Again, nice control. A little faster, but still feeling the control. So here from the side, you're about this speed. Nice control, but not like we would if we were running like this. So it's a tiny bit more, a little slower. Really good control. Rib cage lifted. Breath, breath. Okay, we're gonna come back up. Take the elbows just a little lower than shoulders. Rotate, lead with the elbow. So elbow pulls your wrist, pulls your waist back. Your wrist is a little lower than the shoulder, so you're not like this. And that'll keep the back straighter. And then turn and turn. Keep the ribs lifted. Yeah, space in between the ribs and the hips. Steady breath. Rotating. Breath, 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 press, press, back, press. Good, really keeping a nice rotation. Please try to keep going. We're going to go for a long one on this one. Let the elbow lead, turn, really press that elbow back. We're getting the rear of the shoulder and the upper back. 2, 1, okay, good. Now next is we take the arms out to the side, coming into a lateral raise. And Sabine, if you're there, you may want to go to the higher weight. So I think I'm going to do a higher weight on this one too. So I'm going up to 5. Just feel for the best control movement you can do because you do want to get to the top. Keep the elbows slightly bent. Nice control. Breath. Keeping the rise. Stay with the breath. Excellent. Breath. Good control. Breath. Excellent. We've got 5. Good lowering. Keep the wrist straight with the forearm so it doesn't turn in like this. Keep it straight. And up. Breath. Keep the rib cage back. Keep the chin back slightly so the neck is long. Good. Stay to the top. Breath. 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 Keep the head pressed back. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to take the left arm up. Come up to the top slowly, 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 slowly lower. Lift again. Rise. And slowly, slowly lower, nice control. Keep the ribs in so that you're working the core so you can see I'm kind of not leaning back, but I'm not coming forward. And you're lifting and then come on down. Keep the ribs back as you lift from the rib cage. Good. So you're also increasing lung capacity when you do the arms overhead with resistance. And that has shown to strengthen also the heart. So the muscles in the heart, myocardium. Lift. Okay, really good. Really good. And lift. Excellent. Breath. Breath. Lift. It's a really nice controlled lowering. Now, if you have your mics on, or if you can turn your mics on, let me know if you can really feel how you're using the shoulder to lower. Because I just want to sense and make sure that they feel this in the shoulder, not in the neck. Okay, so the chin is back. So just put your mics on and let me know you can use it in your shoulders. Feel it in your shoulders. Left. Shoulder is back.
I'm out of breath, but I feel it in the shoulder.
Okay, good. Now the shoulder joint, thanks me. The shoulder, anybody else? The shoulder joint, as you may know, is a little bit smaller in women. However, when you work the full range of motion, you keep a much greater strength in the joint. So it's not that it's weaker, it's that the ball socket joint is smaller and there's less musculature. But I just find for women, they don't work the shoulders enough, and so their arms are weaker. But good shoulder control really helps rotator cuff and range of motion because of the full range we're doing here. Okay, we're gonna go back to a lateral raise. So you're breathing in, lift, and then lower. Breathing in, lift. Yeah, I am sweating too. It is so moist today. I did my exercise on the beach yesterday, you know, that beautiful, it's kind of like a London fog. It was all moist and it's absolutely drenched, but it was just the air. It's like that here today. Let's do a lift. Okay, good. So hold at the top. Take one arm in front, bring it back. Nice control. And then opposite arm. Keep this out, keep it out, keep it out. Two more, that's it, just two. Breath, 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 this is a good weight. And out, and then back. Oh, okay, biceps. So go for a heavier weight if you've got one. I'm gonna go to 15. 15 may sound like a lot, and I think it's pretty realistic once you've been doing this for a while. So you're keeping the elbow pinned into the side, and you're coming up 3/4 of the way. Keep the chin back, keep that rise in the rib cage. Keep the breath steady. Breath. Lifting. Good, so you can see today I'm going for slow movements. I don't know if you ever had an opportunity to read that book called Slow. It was literally called Slow. And it was when the slow movement came around, it was about, I think, 8 years ago. And it was written by an author that, maybe you know this story, he was going through the airport and he went into the you know, he was on a stopover, so he had lots of time. So he went in to buy a book and he thought he'd buy a children's book for his daughter. And he saw one that was kind of like condensed fairy tales so that he could read them really quickly. And he went up to the cash to buy it and then he said, what am I doing? And he realized his whole life was about getting things done, getting them done really fast. So he ended up looking at the power of slow to see if you got just as much done and if it was of the same quality. And of course, you can imagine, he found out that it was, and he introduced how to live a slower life. It's been shown that doing slow repetitions, like I'm making you do today, it actually has a better strengthening effect, particularly on this part, the eccentric, the lowering, because you're lengthening the muscle. That might sound familiar. If your legs are stiff and you walk downstairs you're lengthening the muscle. That's eccentric. And that can be, you might notice then that your muscles are sore or stiff or you've worked them. And so the eccentric, when it's emphasized, increases strength because it lengthens the muscle. So now the shoulders back, make sure the chin stays back. The other thing I really love, if you can emphasize, I'll see if it'll show up in the video, is the shoulder blade stays back. So try not to come forward because you'll actually use your upper back more. Wow, 2 more. Nice control. Breathing steadily, chin back. Whew. Dear God, okay. Oh. Okay, take that nasty dumbbell down. Now we'll come back to the 5s-ish, or whichever is your 5. And we'll come back to lateral raise, last set. Up, slowly lowering control. Keeping the shoulder blades back. Slowly lowering control. Keep the ribs lifted. As you slowly lowering control. Lift and lower and lift. And excellent. And lift. And beautiful. And lift. Nice control. Excellent. And lift. Coming up. Good. 8. Lift. Coming up. Keep the rib cage lifted. If you can, I don't know if it'll work as well in this pose, but if you can do a standing balance and you can change legs in 3 reps, lift and slowly lower. You're really pressing, of course, into the standing leg. Lift and keep the chin back slightly. Keep the rise of the rib cage. Whew, dear God, change. Lift, we got 4. Lift, or 3. And lift. Pull up from the rib cage. Breath, breath. Keep the chin back slightly. Breath. Oh, thank God. Last one. And coming down. Oh, okay. Now take the dumbbells to the top. And we're going to come into tricep extension. So you straighten the elbows, stay tight as you come to the top. So the elbows are really close to the ears. Keep them pressing in. You can fully straighten the elbows on this one. It's the only way to really isolate the tricep. Extend, extend, and lifting, lifting. Good. Okay, now the other thing about this position is your blood pressure is higher. And as you know, I'm always having you do things that you're changing planes. Yoga makes you change planes all the time, not like an airport, but that you're coming up and low, high and low with your torso, you know, bending, back bending, changing the position of the head, getting upside down. And all of those things are fantastic for blood circulation, blood pressure. And in this position, we're also doing a lot of isolation of the upper back, which we normally don't do a lot of work of. So we're getting triceps, but also because we're keeping the back, we're working the upper back muscles. And lifting, we've got 8 more if you can. Triceps respond well to high reps. And breath, excellent. And breath. Rib cage lifted. Up. And lift 2 more. I added 1, I think. Lift. My yoga teacher used to do that all the time. And lift. Oh, okay, coming down. Coming back to biceps. This is a superset. So we're working the front of the arm and then the back of the arm. And keeping the elbow pinned in as you lift and coming down. Lift. And lift. Rib cage lifted in. Again, nice, low, controlled. Good, so please remember you're just coming to here, so please don't come to here. It takes the weight off the bicep muscle. And down, and you're lifting, and down, and lifting, and down, and lifting, and down, excellent. And lift, and down, and lift. We've got 4. And lift, control, lowering, and 3, keeping the chin back, rising the rib cage, lift. Okay, this is our last one. Lifting, coming up. Now we go for a medium weight, so I'm going to go for 5s. We're going to go for the triceps in a different range, a different area, as well as the shoulders. So this, the elbows come up, guillotine kind of position. And please try not to shrug the shoulders up, but to keep the elbows out. It's going to feel pretty tiny in the movement. It's a small range. And you're lifting, and lifting, and lifting, and lifting. Open through the rib cage. Breath. Now, can you stay high? Now keep the elbows back, okay? So you're getting through the outside shoulders. I think you'll really feel this. And the other thing that I have a habit of doing is arcing. So notice that you keep the upper ribs back. As you know, I love to say, knit them back and in. Elbows stay out. Oh, breath. Okay, dear God, 5, 4, breath, breath, and 1. Okay, now we're going to come into all 4s. Now, medium weight. Sabine, baby, you could probably use a lot if you had a lot, because we're going to do a row. And I want you to just use the left hand. Keep the right hand right under the shoulder, so it's just like tabletop. And you're going to take this left arm up. Now, I like to give the instructions quick because I like you to keep going for the heart rate. So, of course, if you ever need to stop, and not for a latte or anything, but, you know, like to stop and just see the form, please do. Now, key is the elbows high. That will get the rear of the shoulder lifting. The other thing, just to be really picky and to impress people with your knowledge, don't lock the elbow out. Okay, so the eye of the elbow is turned in. And lift, and lift, and lift. Keep the core up. And you know what? Let's just laugh a bit, okay? Just come into some laughter yoga. Just come into a giggle. You can fake it, by the way. If you have absolutely nothing to laugh about or you cannot pull it up, just go. Just do like an awful, awful guffaw, because then sometimes the laugh will come in. It's kind of like starting an engine. And then when we're laughter yoga. Okay, oh my word. Okay, other side. Elbow high, get your lift. Coming back. So, emphasizing arms today, obviously, and also emphasizing the control of the slow lowering. Lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, up and lower, lift and lower, up, lower. Really nice control. Core is strong. Come into your giggle. Do a little. I just crack myself up and lift. It's so bizarre to be online. It just really is. I don't know what you're doing. I'm trying to motivate air. Lift. Get that elbow high, good control on the way down. I know it's really it's a tiny lift, but if you can just get that slow control on the way down now to emphasize the tricep and the back of the arm, the shoulder. Good, we've got 3 and up, nice control. Lift and lift. Okay, now the only area that we haven't done is if you have a bolster, because I know many of you got a bolster, is to come into the flies. Now I'm going to demonstrate, I think I'll demonstrate with the 15s, and the chest muscles are quite large, especially if you have large breasts. I'm just kidding. You're going to come down onto your back, and I always have to move slowly to get everything into position, so do take your time. And so you'd be lying on your bolster, and in the long position, of course, and you take the dumbbells together, and then you come out with the elbows, and you lift and touch, and breathe in and down. Lift and touch, 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 and breath. Okay, now the other exercise you can do, and this one, please just watch if you have like, like you have to watch the floor behind you, which I do. I'm just gonna watch the camera there. You're gonna come straight over. These are amazing. These are pullovers. They work the upper back. And actually, I'd like you to let me know where you feel this. If you have your mic on again, where do you feel the muscles that are working? Because it really depends on which parts of your body will fire up. Like I love this for the core. Now, normally I have the dumbbell come way over the bench at the gym, and it really helps to stretch the rib cage, which I love. Now what I'm going to do is you could also take the dumbbell so it's not in the hanging position, and I can just get my hands into this one. It's a little bit of a wide handle, and then you come back, you're going to watch it hit again, and then come back up. Yeah, this is really great. This one is very good also for stretching the lungs, and that's one of the reasons I love it. And if you think of swimmers that do the breaststroke or the butterfly, They tend to have very large shoulders and upper back, and these are the muscles that you're strengthening, the upper back muscles. You're really reaching, coming back, really reaching. Breath. And let's do 8. In either one, whether you're doing your flies or whether you're doing the pullover, rib cage is in. So the dumbbell exercises need to be done 3 days a week. Now, because we're doing it 2, it's just enough to maintain, but you're not going to gain a lot of strength when you're doing it 2 days a week because there's a carryover of strength that can be lost when you go past 48 hours. So you're maintaining your muscle tone, but you won't be gaining a lot of strength. Now that's the technical answer. However, if this is really strengthening you because you're creating adaptation, then you could get some strength. Technically, you could get some strength. It's just that you need 3 days a week to keep the strength increasing. Okay, let's do 2, because I have no idea where we're at. Reaching over, and last one, and lifting. Okay, now you can take the dumbbells down and you can release all the dumbbells, get them all out of the way as we come right to our core work. And you can start in all fours position. And from your all fours position, I want you guys to keep going as I get ready. Come into the left arm reaching out and the right leg reaching back. And extend out. Get that lift of the rib cage, and you're extending the arm out. Now keep the leg as straight as you can. Take the arm and the leg around. Lift, open through the chest, pressing into the floor. Kick the foot out. Keep the left foot down for balance. Rise through the rib cage, and then extend that leg out again. Get a wonderful reach, and then come down. Okay, here we go. Take that left leg out. Reach the right arm up. Extend out through that left leg. Take the arm behind. Get your lift through the rib cage, opening the chest. Kick that foot up, gaze ahead. Kick the foot out. Breath. Good. Now you're going to come down, keeping that left foot up. Now come down to the elbows. Bring the heel in nice and tight so you've got like a curl of the heel in tight. Flex the foot. And now extend the leg up and come down. Try not to move your waist at all. So you're going to bend your knee down and then push through the heel. Down and push through the heel. Now the position of the neck is you have the gaze to the floor. Unless you can look ahead, and you'll be looking ahead 3 feet. And that is a bit of a strengthening through the neck. As long as you're not feeling like you're holding it, you can look up and down. It's just, I really like for you to increase the extension of the neck, is what it's called. So basically just the ability to bring the head back more. And you can do the lift of the head as you push the leg up. Now coming down, push through the air really strongly. And coming up, I used to do this with 5-pound ankle weights, dear God. And push. And good, now you're going to do 2. And here's the last one. And now keep the leg up and pulse and push and push and push. Right through the air, really push. Breathing, breathing, push. Okay, now take that leg to the outside and you're pulling the toe back as much as you can. Make sure the back is good. In other words, keep the core strong to support the back. Do a touch and then come around and touch to the other side. And come to a touch and come around, touch to the other side. Come around, touch, and touch to the other side. And lift, and touch to the other side. Keep the core strong, touch, and come back. Okay, now circle. Right through with the heel pressing through. So really straighten leg press right through. So you have a line from the top of the head right through to the heel. Leg is straight. Really reach. Really reach. Press the right foot down on the floor for balance. I know this is a lot. Reach. We got 8 circles. Keep that leg straight. Reach. Reach. Reach other direction. Round. Round. Reaching at the heel. Round. And last one. Okay, child's pose back. Reaching the heel, the bum all the way back to the heels, pardon me. You get that strong stretching through the low back. Breathing is steady. Okay, fantastic. Let's come to the other leg. So we're down on the elbows in order to keep the back long. Keep the right leg up. Bend that heel in snug. Now you're lifting the knee and then you push the heel up. Now just watch that you're not leaning over to the left side. You want to be on top of that left knee. And if you need to get some padding underneath the knee, please do. And push and then down. Push. Keep the heel in snug as you push. And push. And push. And push. And push. And up, keeping the core strong. And push. And push. 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 Keeping really strong through the core. Really good. Pushing through the air. And push. It's very active, okay? So you really straighten at the top now. So you really work through the back of the hamstrings and the buttock. And push. And push. And push. Excellent. Almost there. And push to this one. To the end of this set. Pushing. Again, keep steady with the breath. Push. And push. And push. And push. Okay, that's really great. Now the leg is out straight. And then you push up. Oh, no, sorry. We finished with the pulse. So you've got the heel in and you push right to the top. Keep the core strong. Keep pushing through. Breath, 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 breath. Excellent. 8, 7, 6. Breath. Core strong. 3. Breath. And 1. Now the leg comes out straight. And you lift. And down. Come high. Lift. And down. And lift. And down. And lift. And down. Really good control. There's zero swing at the top. You can see I'm also lowering with a really slow reach of the heel out. So you're keeping the core strong. Reach. Excellent. Excellent. And reach. So the core is working on this. It's helping to keep your body from moving. Reach the heel out. Excellent. And reach. Excellent. And reach. We've got 2. And breath. And reaching the heel out. Excellent. The leg comes out. Oh. This is hard or what? Okay, the leg is out. And then you come over and across and touch. Dear God. And out. And over and across and touch. And out. And over and across and touch. And out. Over and across. And out. Over. Oh my God. 2 more. Reaching. And over and touch. Last one. Reaching. and then over and touch. Child's pose back. Just lengthening through the spine. Keep the rise up, keep the tailbone pulling back. And get my water. Do a little shift from side to side with the tailbone too, to releasing through the low back. Now then from there, come on all the way back up. We'll take the legs in front and you can come right to the front of your hips. Now the hands are going to touch. So this is like a Pilates move. So Steph, you might be familiar with this. You're pulling up and here you want to keep the toes pointed. Just press the hands and the forearms. So if you take your fingers off, you've got the forearms right onto the fronts of the shins. Now you're lifting from the ribcage, come to the front of the bottom. Here's where we do the roll back and you round your spine so you tuck your chin. And then you're going to exhale back. Breathe in to lift, pulling up from the ribcage. Exhale back. Breathe in, lift. Exhale. Breathe in, lift. Exhale. Pulling right up from the core. Exhale. Breathe in, lift. Exhale. Breathe in, lift. Exhale. Breathe in, lift. Exhale. And lift. You've got two. Breathe in. Exhale, lift. Trying to keep the toes off the floor. Lifting. Now, from here, we're going to take the heels up. Lift from the rib cage. Extend out through the legs. Hold your boat today. Let your shoulders come back. Lift from the rib cage. Totally great if you need to bend the knees. And keep that rise of the rib cage. The hands are going to come behind. Now take them here, turn the fingers in, and then make circles with your legs. If you need to bend, that's great. But keep the lift of the low back so you're using your core. Coming around with the legs. Breath, 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 other direction. Round, round, legs strong, reaching, reaching. Now pull the knees in and extend. Keep the chin back and extend. Pull in and extend. Pull in and extend. Pull in and extend. The elbows are back. Pull in and extend. Two more. Pull in and extend. Breath. Pull in and extend. Now you can take the heels down. Come into your forward reach out over the legs as you pull the toes back. Lift from your low back. And then we're going to come right into a wide straddle. So if you need to change position to turn to the side, which I'll do, and then you take the legs out wide. Make sure it's okay, not too far, so you can be really lifted and not sitting back. Now we'll take the arm across, take the opposite arm back, and get a reach out, stretch from the side waist, and then turn this into the side. Lift out, no support from this arm, just kind of get it off the floor, and reach out and reach out. Extend, extend, get that length, and then come back up. Get a reach, come across, get that reach out, keep this leg reaching, come out, extend, long, reach, out, and out. Here we go, arm up, reach from the side waist, get a great extension, out, breath, 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 arm up, breath. Okay, and then come on back. Now come into your straddle and reach the toes back as you extend forward. The heels press down and you want to pull up right from the torso here. So you get that reach forward and get a little pulse here. You're lifting from the rib cage. Now take your hands forward, hips, and pull up and keep the toes pulling back. Do a little migration from side to side. And if you find a place that's tight as you're shifting, then stay in that place and see if you can lift up from the tailbone more. Watch the SI joint. So if you need to back off a bit, or if you need to keep the knees more rolled up, watch they don't roll in, if that's okay through your hips. It's so different for each sacroiliac joint here. So really notice if you can lift from that area, the sacroiliac. Okay, little pulses. I remember how excited I was when I realized this was safe. And that was really from, God, I think it was 1980, they realized it's okay to pulse. I mean, you really do help the tissue to be able to bounce. Okay, now bringing the legs in, and then you're going to come into kneeling position. And if you can come into a standing kneel, and then have your feet hip width apart, press the pubic bone forward, take the hands onto the low back, and then just feel really happy. For no reason really, just that you got up and exercised. And you want to lift from the rib cage, and you want to lift from your low back and gaze up. Let the elbows press back. And then you can come forward. Okay, here we go. We inhale, lift. And then exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale. See if you can come back further. I'm going to demonstrate the camel. So you might have the hands onto the back with the shoulders back. You might come to the heels as you lift from the rib cage, pressing the hips forward, shoulders free. Stay with your breathing. So the head does come all the way back, again, if that's possible. 2 more breaths. And then you can gently release up. Okay, that's wonderful. Now you can come into kneeling position or the legs straight in front. We're going to do a wonderful counter stretch. And before we do, we'll come into breath of joy. So, taking the arms out to the side, 27 pumps, and breathing in. Here we go. Good, and then 3 regular breaths. Space, ribs, hips, lifted. Diaphragm has lots of room for breathing. Here we go, another set, breathing in. Good, 3 regular breaths. Okay, good. And then you can take the arms up. Good. Now I'm just remembering that when we used to do this with the teens, they used to do the basketball version, so they used to do this. So feel free. I forget who it wasn't Michael Jordan, but it was some, famous basketball player. And you'd be like, yeah, we'll do it that way. They were boys, of course. And so whichever works. And then you can let the arms down and just get nice and free through the neck and turn from side to side so the shoulder blades are back. And then we're going to come right down onto your backs because we've got a massive 2 minutes to stretch. So come on onto your backs and draw the knees into the chest. Do a gentle rock side to side. And then you can let the heels drop. Very nice. Now, I invite you to do either a strong quad stretch, which is this nasty one with the foot coming under, and you send the knee away and down the other leg. You can do whatever you want. I'm having it sit out, and you stretch your arms overhead. Or you can, of course, come into the standard quad stretch. The difference in yoga is that you're pressing your hip forward, the knee away, as opposed to bringing the knee back, so that you're longer in through the waist. So I invite you to do one of those 2 And take a breath for 2 more breaths, keeping that wonderful opening in through the hip flexor in either position. And now switching legs. So I'm going to do the underside one this time to demonstrate. And again, this knee can just fall out and the arms are lengthening. You're reaching the arms overhead. Chest is open. Breathing is steady. And then 2 more breaths. Okay, gently draw that leg back up. And now you can pull the legs in wide. Pull the knees in. Now make circles with the knees. And other direction. Okay, very good. Now just let the heels come down. You can gently roll over to your side and draw right up to seated position. And you're done. Very, very good work. So excellent emphasis on the arms today. And also up the bum. I hope you really felt that inner bum part.